Thanks again for staying with us on the show this morning on ITV. We call it TMI, lovely Monday morning. We'll get the conversation segment on course. Remember, you can follow us live on our website at www.itvradionnigeria.com/live. You can tweet at us at ITVRadioNG. You can follow me on my Twitter handle at Jikokoso, and I'll follow you back. Post a comment there. We'll share it on the program. You can also follow us on our Facebook page, www.facebook.com/ITVRadioNG. It's Monday morning, and this is the code raiser for TMI and the working days of the week, Mondays to Fridays. And I've got Ahmed Mahmoud in the house. Mahmoud, many thanks for joining us on the program.
Thank you, Sonny. Good morning, viewers.
I also have with us in the studio Harrison Izeko. Harrison Izeko is a legislator with Oredo Legislative Assembly in Edo State. As we always want to define a panelist, Harrison Izeko is also part of the PDP Campaign Council in Edo State ahead of the election, and then of course Ahmed Mahmoud is a member of the APC Campaign Council in the build-up to Edo 2020 election. Well, over the weekend, INEC made a press release that as it is today, all the parties participating in the election, they've been known, and there is no room for replacement. There's no room for any other thing except that we just work towards the election. I think about 14 of them altogether, and 2 females are actually amongst the governorship participants. I mean, 2 females are participating in the governorship elections. And one thing that has been part of the political process is that people move freely. I mean, someone can be the candidate of this party today, tomorrow becomes the candidate of another party. And you can, if you run through the list released by INEC, you find that very, very prominent. So that's a major talking point today on the program. And most importantly, we look at the issue of manifestos. What are the parties bringing on the table, engaging the electorate with, to help to sway their minds with their hearts for them to vote for them? Well, these are major talking points on the program today. So gentlemen, once again, thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you, son.
Okay, let's begin with the INEC story of, we now know who the candidates are for Edo 2020. I'm particularly thrilled by the fact that we have at least 2 women as governorship candidates. Does that thrill you?
It's very exciting. I find the fact that we've evolved to the point where we are all inclusive in the expression of this contestation for governorship, to the point where even our women are coming out to say we have a voice, we have issues that we want to be addressed, and you should take us seriously. If we have 14 candidates and 2 are women, that's a very good pointer. I think that's almost 5% of the number of candidates. And even though they might be in minor parties today, there's no telling how big that movement will be in another 4 years' time, if they focus on the issues that are specific to women, that may have been neglected over time, and that they feel that they can bring to the public attention. So I think it's a very good development.
Okay. Harrison, you feel this way too? I mean, you've been in the civil society world for such a long time, and I know that this has been part of the cardinal thrust of civil society: more women participation, more women for elective positions.
Well, it's a welcome development. We just want to encourage them more, and they should be serious about what they are doing, not getting halfway. Tomorrow you step aside, or you are stepping aside to support those persons. People will not take you seriously. We want to encourage the women to come aboard, even if it's a small party. Let us start from somewhere, and in not distant time, who says that tomorrow one of these big parties will not feature a woman as a candidate, or maybe the deputy as a woman? But they should be serious and focused.
Okay, so let's zero in on Edo 2020 and Party Manifesto. How relevant are the party manifestos in Edo 2020? Because this has been said oftentimes that it has no bearing on our politics, it has no meaning in our politics. It is what usually the individual has in mind, or has in her mind, as the case may be, that dominates. Let me begin with you, Ahmed. Yeah.
So your question is, what is the relevance of agendas and manifestos to governance, if I want to paraphrase you?
Yes.
As far as the APC is concerned, the agenda of our candidates is a contract between the party and the people. And we try as much as possible to make sure that all elements of that agenda are fulfilled over the course of that tenure. Let me begin with Comrade Oshomole, for example. This is the sum of his own candidacy. This is his agenda, and this is what he put through. Now, I will go to Godwin Obaseki, our unfortunate governor.
No, don't use that word. Don't
Well,
say
no, that's my
No, it's
my own term.
Agree, but
yes,
but we can't use such terms here because
okay,
whether you like it or
I
not,
take it back. I take it back. So let me move ahead.
Yes.
The unfortunate tenure of Godwin Obaseki. This was his own agenda, achieving economic prosperity for Edo. It has failed. And this is the agenda of Pastor Osagi Ezeyamu, the current candidate of the APC, the simple agenda. What is the simple agenda? It's very simple. It's security, infrastructure, manpower development, public-private partnership, leadership by example, and employment. The terms of the simple agenda are also very simple. It's smart. It allows you to see that there is a specific time frame, it's measurable, it's accurate, reliable, and it's time-bound. So this is the current contract that APC is putting forward to the people of Edo State. We are telling them that we have a simple agenda. We are telling them that this is our program. And we are telling them that when we are sworn in November, this is the contract between our candidates and the people of Edo State.
The APC has a manifesto.
Yes, this is our manifesto.
All right, fantastic.
This is the simple agenda.
Fantastic. Let me get Harrison on board. Yeah. What are your perspectives on the relevance of party manifestos in wooing the electorate?
Well, thank you very much. I just want to say this morning that, well, it's laughable. You see, when frustration begins to set in, people begin to carry books here and there. Let me go straight to the point. The governor agenda is very clear. We are consolidating on what we have on ground. The four major agenda when the governor come up, but it was very clear. Number one is infrastructure, job creation, social security, economic reformation, then rapid response in agriculture. We don't need to begin to beg people to understand what we are going to. At every point of what we have said so far that the government is going to do, it is clear everywhere. The second term is to build on that and complete what we have on ground. So the agenda is very clear, and the governor has not shifted from what he promised the people. And that promise trickled down from when Adansali Oshomole eventually handed over to him. And the West of the Lord showed that this is my agenda, and this is the man that will continue from there. And as we speak, the roads are there for you to see. As we speak, the job creation we are marching on, and we are going to push it to other local governments. We have our industrial Obinaisi road. We have where our so what we are doing now is that we're going to push to other local government, and that is what we are going to do in the next 4 years. So what the governor have said was going to do was very clear. We thought he was only using one word. Let's go further a little. We are moving from what the social model stopped, and what we have done so far. They should go around and look at the project. If actually we have shifted from what we said we are going to do, it is not enough to begin to present paper. This paper is everywhere. It is the will to actually implement what you say you are going to do. People who are together to put this in place. The document we are carrying and we should put together was handwork of some people, persons who prepared this document. So where the man stopped is where the governor has started from. And every areas that we are working, issue of to reform the economy. Tomorrow you see them going on air that he said was going to do the Gelegele people have not started. And I told them this thing is a process, and he made it clear. There's going to be one true partnership. The federal government and public sector. The ones that concern the state government is first to dualize the road, to open up the place so that when the investors come, we have done our part. And as we speak, the work is there for you to see. We are doing our part. So this government is not based on propaganda. It does not talk. The actions are there. The work speaks for him. So our agenda is very clear. We are told that in 2016, and we want to consolidate on it. And that is where we are. That is what we are doing. When the time comes, and the people will now assess us for 3.5 years and assess the man that is coming aboard. He does not have anything to show. He's only showing us paper, what he wants to do. And we are saying this is what we have done. And we want to build upon this. That is where we are going to share. And the Soshomole is not the one only for governor. He's only the godfather. It is between the Soshomole and Pastor Sagai Seyamu. And I'm happy to know that
Soshomole and Seyamu.
It's between Governor Paseki and Pastor
Seyamu, yes.
Please don't.
It's okay. Just let's take it.
I want to correct you.
Please don't correct me. I know what I'm saying.
No, please.
So the election is very clear. Pastor has been in government since 1999. He have also had opportunity. So I was not telling people at the little opportunity you have, what did you do? Today I'm in government at the local government level. If I live there tomorrow, they will be asking me, when you was a councillor, what did you do for your people? So the party is very clear. We'll put the report card on top of the table. And Pastor Sagai said, yeah, but this is what I want to do. And based on your past record,
yes,
we know that what I want to do will never work.
Okay.
And presently, Governor Paseki, this is what I have done. Okay. I want to build upon it, then the people will judge.
All right, thank you very much. Gentlemen, I want us to be very civil in our language and try and comport ourselves and stay on course so we can make meaning of our discussion for the benefit of our viewers across the world.
That's a good idea.
Let me come to you, Ahmed.
Yes.
In your opinion,
yes,
what do you think the people will believe more? What you have on the ground that you can touch, that you can feel, or what you have on paper that is a promise within the context of Edo 2020?
Every contestation for power is a contract between the voter and the candidate or the party. We have to be clear on these things. Shouting is not the solution to what we are saying.
You can express yourself whichever way you want to express yourself.
Yes, but let us, you said let's measure ourselves,
yes,
so that we can make progress. I feel for Harrison because we sold Obaseki to the public. This is Obaseki's agenda. Achieving economic prosperity for Edo State. He has achieved nothing. In popular Bini parlance, it's called Obubuyaya. The more you look, the less you see. I'm happy he mentioned Gelegele Seaport.
Okay.
That is, go to Gelegele now. After 4 years, we are still in MOU. Sobe Farms, nothing. Obaseki sat in front of the camera and told the Edo people, I will provide 200,000 jobs. Nothing. All of this, remember, Obubuyaya, as we are going on. When you go through the history of what Obaseki has promised, my brother says he doesn't want paper. I know he doesn't want paper because he's embarrassed. You have a candidate that you have to market, which your party only 3 weeks ago said they have given F9. Your party came out and told the Edo people that the only jobs he has created is his driver and gardener. That's PDP. I'm not talking about APC. And now, barely 2 weeks later, you have to come and tell all these funny stories. So Harrison has my sympathy. But let's get back to the matter at hand. This is, let me read to you, when Obaseki came on board, he said, achieving economic prosperity for Edo State. What are the parameters of this economic prosperity? He promised 200,000 jobs. He promised agriculture. He promised to locate industrial hubs in all the 18 local governments. Where are these things? You see, Harrison made a mistake. He came out and said, we will present. You will not present. This is the time for Obaseki to come out with his report card and say, these are the promises I made. I said we will achieve economic prosperity in Edo. This is my report card.
Are you sure that report card is not already?
The report card is not there. Where is the report card? Ask Harrison.
Okay.
Ask Harrison.
So
Harrison should have bought it. I know Harrison doesn't like book. And he says he doesn't want paper. I agree. But at least when you finish an exam, you will go to your parents and present, Daddy, I got this, I got this. Is that not what happens? Didn't you do it when you were a child? Harrison, I'm sure you did that too. Tell Obaseki to bring his report card.
Okay, so let me ask.
Where is his legacy project?
Harrison, where is the Edo State government's report card? 4 years down the road. Where is it? Particularly with all the key points, key aspects that he made reference to, the economic prosperity blueprint of the state government. Yes. Where is it? Was this done by the state government, or this was
asking the question? Let me.
Yeah, just remember, was this done by the state government? This was done by you, right?
It was done by Obaseki. No, this is my own copy.
Okay, this is your own copy.
Yes, this is my own copy.
I saw that this one is written with a biro.
Because I had it.
Give me that.
Yes, this is the simple agenda.
This is branded.
Yes.
It has. Then let me see that.
This is an old copy. Ask him. I was in his campaign council.
All right.
Yes.
Like it does there.
He doesn't want paper.
Okay, so let me get Harrison. Yes. What's the content of the report card if it's in existence?
Yes.
It's a pity we live in a precarious political environment where people have opportunity to come on air and think they are talking to themselves. People are watching us at home. Let me not join issues with you. And let me start from, you are talking about something. Are you aware the number of persons that were employed in our maize farm in Sobe, in our local government? The number of farmers that have been given free fertilizer to do their farms. Are you aware of the number of rice farms in the government where you are from? Where the people in Ojugo now import rice through the partnership on reform on agriculture from Governor Obaseki. Let me remind you, because you said where our manifestos on paper, we are telling you they are there, you are seeing them. Have you been to our area, the hard court area? There was a number of jobs we have created there. People are doing production there, tailoring, shoe production, and the fabrications and all that. They are there. These are facts. Go there, you see it. Are you also aware? Go to our industrial ICT road and go and see number of persons who are doing job on ICT on daily basis. The big name in the ICT industry, they all have offices in that place. He has not created any job. Let me drag you back, my brother. Let me go to infrastructure. The road we created between Ikpobaga and Oredo as at 4 months back, the number of shops on that road is 2,600. New shops. The filling station between NDP Junction and members of the community is 13 on that road.
They were not there before?
No, because
2,600.
I'm the one speaking, please.
All right.
I'm talking facts. And if you think we are joking, let us drive there and see. They were not there before. The clubhouse on that road, the restaurants and bar, they are over 18. And I'm telling you, in that road, we have created 4,000 jobs. Indirectly, just to 2 persons. So when the man said he was going to create jobs, he didn't say he was going to employ. You must understand the difference between creation and employment. No government can employ 200,000 people. He said he was going to create. How do you create it? Because he was taken outside the box. Let me remind you, my brother, before today, Lucky Weather was Morocco and Spain. Nobody dragged through that road. Today, the number of houses we have reclaimed in Lucky Way, and the new shops, and the filling station, and the bar on that road, the records are there. So when we say we're going to create job, we know what we're talking about. I want us to be objective this morning. People who live in St. Saviour, people who live in Amagba, and who used to be Morocco and Spain, they know what we are talking about. As we speak today, go through Texas Road. Serious job is going to remove the erosion problem so that we can get to where we are going to. So this government have written his name in gold, and they have done what he promised the people. He wants to consolidate on it. Go to where our civil servants were working. Have you drive through the Palm House? Have you drive through Okada Way? And once you build the structures that will be put in place so that our civil servants and our judges can work in a very serene environment. All these are projects that we have seen. And let me go to education, because the government is clear. Yes, kudos for Red Roof. We move beyond that. As we are building, we now went to the digital aspect of it. Today, Our students in primary school can read. These are the reform we are bringing. Our teacher use notes. We can determine when the teacher will be in class and when will be out of class. Not before today. Teacher stays in Benin. They stay in Benin and the connection they don't work. But today, if you don't go there, they will easily be picked out. And the students, we are getting information. So this government is very objective. We are not noise makers. We are tagging the issues. We are showing you this is what we have done. You are seeing it, and we are seeing what we'll do. Just go to the stadium. By the time we open fully, I don't think there's any stadium in Nigeria that can meet that standard. These are what the government have put in place within the space of 3.5 years. And we're also working on mini stadium, the one the Western boys have started. And we're also going to put one within the GRA axis. All these are information that is very clear. As I spoke with you, sir, if there's a road between Awogba in that same road linking to Ogbo Road, as we speak, job is almost completed. They are linking on the roads from the axis to Ogbo Road to Sapere, so you can drive and ease traffic. All these are information. If you go to the GRA, where people where the former government told them that they have money should go and buy Jeep, they will not do any road in GRA. There is no adjoining streets within the GRA that have not been tied. I live in those areas. It's my word. If you think I'm joking, let's take a ride. Let's go and see all these things. So we are not coming here to be to say things as all grand. We are not coming here to preach a document. We are coming to tell you this is what we have done. Give us opportunity to build on it. And that is what people want to hear. In the issue of my power, the workers reform. Today in Edo State, almost 4 years, no protest from our personnel. No protest from our workers. Salary comes at 24. We used to have a labor leader who is supposed to be more closer to the workers. And those states, civil servants were wearing black on daily basis to protest in the street of Benin. These are the reformation we are talking about. An educated mind. Today the personnel are in the street of Benin saying wherever you go, we'll go with you. So when the time comes, we'll put everything in our billboards. Digital, and two people begin to watch, and they'll take their decision. So it's not about red paper, simple agenda. This is what we are going to do. What you want to do, we are saying this is what we have done. So between you that want to do and the man that have done something, who will the people take seriously?
So that will be a decision for the people. Yeah, what are those key aspects of the issues that he raised that you want to contest?
Yes, I want to very simply contest some of the things that he has raised. The governor has shown intolerance for democratic practice. The only reason that pensioners have not come out to protest is because immediately they protest, they will lose their jobs. He has done it several times.
Is there any case in point to
Yes, there are several cases in point. Look at the House of Assembly that he refused to inaugurate. If the Edo State House of Assembly was inaugurated, it will be able to tell us where the money is being spent. Harrison made the mistake of mentioning stadium. The cost of that renovation, it's a renovation, they didn't build a new stadium, is 6-point-something billion.
They are the facts.
There is no House of Assembly to check the income and expenditure of this government. Obaseki did that deliberately so that he can circumvent the democratic process. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, sections of Edo State are not represented in the State House of Assembly. That is an aberration in democratic practice. This is what we stopped. We are happy. APC is happy that Obaseki left APC and went to PDP because it would have been difficult to sell him. I understand Harrison's dilemma. Harrison doesn't want anything on paper because paper is contestable. All these things that he's just mentioning, they are just... Edo State is not Benin. Harrison is happy because the roads in Benin have been done. Just the other day, yesterday, 2 days ago, Kazim Afebwa, a prominent member of PDP in Edo State, came out and said he cannot vote for Godwin Obaseki because Obaseki is Obubu Yaya. The more you look, the less you see. He made a claim. It's very simple. He said, I am from Okpela. Obaseki has visited Okpela 4 times. 4 times he has promised to finish the roads in Okpela. The internally generated revenue for Edo State comes from the cement plants in Okpela. Everybody is aware of that. Limestone, cement, and co. He mentioned a figure, I think he said somewhere in the region of 300 million every month. After 4 visits, 4 promises, 4 failures, what is he going back to Okpila to tell his people? Edo State is not Benin. When they tell you that work is going on in Benin, they are deceiving themselves. There are 18 local governments. Edo State has one, Benin has one of the local governments. Now, let me even bring your mind to what Harrison said. The time for that report card is not later. It is today. We want to see. Hold on. Let me finish.
Harrison, hold on.
We want to see. Obaseki promised 200,000 jobs. Itemize these 200,000 jobs. Don't tell us 50 are in Sobe farms, 2,000 shops are on Ikoba. How can are there 2,000? Are there 2,000 shops in urban markets that only Ikoba Road will have 2,000 jobs? Look, let us be realistic. When you bring your report card, it will tell us your grade. It will tell us this is the amount you spent on this job. These are the jobs you created. Sobe farms cost us this amount. This is how much we have got from it. You mentioned also fertilizers. How much fertilizer have you given? What's the cost of the fertilizer? Who are the recipients of the fertilizer?
Well, have the fertilizers been given at all?
Have they even been given at all?
No, I'm asking.
It's not me who asks, it's Harrison.
Okay.
I've told you from the beginning, I said we are doing a bubu yaya. This is the more you look, the less you see. Look. This is Obaseki's 37 promises in 2016. I wrote some of these promises. Construct thousands of kilometers of roads in rural communities and farms. In his manifesto tagged Economic Prosperity for Edo, he promised 200,000 new jobs within 4 years. We need that report card now.
Okay.
Within the first year in office, he said, I will restructure and resolve all outstanding debt obligations in Bembe Brewery, Edo Line, and other state-owned enterprises. We need the report card now. Let us know the debt obligations that have been resolved in Bembe Breweries, in Edo Line, and in other state-owned enterprises. Okay. This is what we are asking for. You don't want it on paper, because when it is on paper, people can ask you questions. But we have the records. We are not all this removing of billboards here and there. That's not the issue. Edo people gave Godwin Obaseki a mandate 4 years ago. He stole that mandate from APC and took it to PDP.
No, hold on. Let's not bandy information.
Okay, let's not bandy information. I apologize so that you will not take my time.
Yes.
He took that mandate that was given to him from APC and carried it in the middle of the night to PDP.
Many people rejected him.
That's not the point.
Okay.
The point is Edo State people. You see, people always make that mistake.
Okay.
The mandate was given by 3 million Edo State people to Godwin Obaseki in APC. They did not give him a PDP mandate. What I feel and what you feel and what Harrison feels is irrelevant to this point. He took that mandate in the middle of the night and ran to PDP. We are going to reclaim that mandate.
Okay,
and we are going to ask him to come and account for the money that he has received between 2016 and today. Not in the terms of Harrison. We want a complete breakdown. We want him to tell us in minute detail. This is the money that came. This is where we spent it. This is the jobs I promised, and this is what I've created. That's what we are expecting from
let me get you to respond to the issue of having this indifference towards democratic norms. The issue of Edo State House of Assembly. He alleged that this was a deliberate ploy to evade transparency and accountability in governance, particularly as it relates to fund disbursement, fund receipt, and all of that. I'd like to get you to react to that.
Well, I feel a little bit disappointed. When we raise issue, we talk as if we are the one that is going to do it and put the man there. You see, I am not a conventional politician. So if I was not in government, I would be on the side of Obaseki. The reasons are very clear. Number one, because of the way he has decided to redefine governance. Before today, there is so much money to share in government. It was where Nigerians, Edo people, who do not argue, don't do anything, that is where they fit from. And the man said, no, things cannot go this way. And there was issue. With due respect to my brothers members of the Assembly that have not been sworn in. The issue that led to some of them not being sworn in was because this issue have started. There was already a plot which we were getting urged from the national chairman to take government from the sitting governor. And the man, because he was working with some persons who have been in government, who have been doing it for the former governor, they know the way they do it, they have to say, this is the way and manner to checkmate these people. And they decided to go the way they feel they can defend the idea that will benefit the general public and the interest of the people. Now, the governor, the members were sworn in. Yes, it was done at night. And the law says that governor can only give that letter once. Nobody has stopped the other members not to go and join them. And for me, if I were to be in their shoe, I would go and present myself for inauguration. I will fight inside. Because you cannot go and stay somewhere and you have majority and you say you are fighting. You should go there and fight inside. Okay. Because these people gave you the mandate, they voted for you. Yes, mistakes were done, there were issues, they had to go that way. It's a political strategy, they know what they are doing. It is not new. It has happened before. We have seen some people from Ringo to government as in this former dispensation. It all happened in this state. They tell these people what they are doing. So what I expected from my senior colleagues that they ought to have been fighting inside. Let them go and submit themselves for swearing and begin to look at this issue.
So this is not the fault of the governor, that's the point you are making.
You have done what you need to do. Whichever way you brought the paper, you have brought it. The law says can they do it once. So they should not go and join them and see if they can get a support for themselves and do the needful. And at the local level, we know what we do if we want to make changes. It's all about lobbying. People, we are those sitting in the money. It is those who have the knife. It is one of the instruments of legislators, because they will capitalize on the weakness, watch you, and they will take action. When the donor was removed, we know what happened. It was not when they removed it. It was also in the former dispensation. So what we are saying is that the interests of politicians should not override the interests of the people, because these people that are fighting, people who are talking, who are fighting here and then, they are politicians, and they are less than 5% of the voters. Sure. We are talking about because we have interest. Parliamentary and the government, you and the other side, because we have our own interest. They want about the common man in the street. Are they bother about the fight? No. You said they took the stolen mandate, APC, but they took it to PDP. A party who sat down and screamed at a sitting governor with impunity, and thereafter they did a press conference telling Nigerians that it was the appeal court and Supreme Court of that party. That even if you appeal, it's coming back to me. And you expect the man to fold his hands and watch. And those people say Benin is not, Edo State is not Lagos. We shouldn't talk about that, we should talk about the election. The people are taking their decision. The man that brought to the major political party in the state. People that every time I see them talk, I just laugh. Who are the people that give us problem in the field? A party that will be controlling 2 senatorial districts. Are you saying that party is an opposition in the state? And now the government have the strength to theirs. Then you not go back to the streets. The Edolites, the goodwill, people who are not happy the way the man was treated. The civil servant that get themselves and win you. The pensioner that get themselves and win you. They will not come and have their vote, and you think you will get vote. We should keep our strength. Let us go to the field. Let's go and talk to our people. Okay. And see who Edo people will vote for the next election.
I know Ahmed wants to respond to maybe some of the key issues that you raised. But there seems to be a consensus of opinion that in the last 2 elections or so, the People's Democratic Party has taken control of Edo State. Is this of any concern to the APC?
It's of no concern at all.
Yeah.
What you see, all elections are local. So let us be a bit logical in our calculations. The people of Edo State, they have a mandate that they've given to the PDP to execute in the Senate. There are 2 senators currently representing Edo State in the PDP, and 1 is in the APC. Now, what usually defines local elections is the personality. Involved. It's not just the party.
Okay.
So it may be that those parties have personalities that are attracted, that the people are attracted to. We don't begrudge PDP that. We would not even be happy to steal one of their senators. We like a free contestation. So the fact that they are PDP is a sign of the robustness of the expression of Edo people.
Okay.
However, that robustness must also translate to the fact that APC was given the mandate. You cannot take and not give at the same time. Let us give PDP the 2 senators, but they gave us the governorship, which Godwin Obaseki, I'm happy that he agreed. He stole it. You know, when I said it before, you said no. He agreed.
He didn't say he stole it.
He said he stole it.
He didn't say he stole it.
Let's focus. I'm sorry.
Retract that.
Let us focus. Moving forward, the APC is not interested in all this he said, she said. We want Obaseki's scorecard. That's number 1. Number 2, we are determined to provide leadership by example.
Okay, let me just give you a head start on something, because it was what you said. You said perhaps the 2 senators had qualities and characteristics that attracted them to the people.
Yes.
In this Edo governorship election, where many analysts have said it's between the PDP and the APC, or the APC and the PDP, do you see the characters of these 2 major candidates coming to play as a major determining factor on how the election will go?
Yes, of course. It's going to come into play. We have on the one hand Godwin Obaseki, who has shown absolute lack of emotional intelligence and leadership in discharging his responsibility and governor. And then we have Pastor Osage Izeyamu, who has lived and been among the Benin people since he was born and raised. His family. Is
that an achievement in your opinion?
It is not just an achievement, it is a term of reference.
Okay.
Because leaders are put forward by the people that surround them. If I go to your area, the best place to know about you, Sonny, is to ask your neighbors, your family, and your friends about you.
Okay.
They are the ones that will tell me if I can do XYZ business with you, or if you eat meat and I should not do goat meat business with you.
Okay.
They will tell us. The people of Edo know the character and person of Pastor Sagi Izeyamu. They've lived with him. Let us quickly put that aside. I want us to remember the title on this place is Edo 2020 and Party Manifestos. It's not who did this, who did that, where we are coming from. All this Ogubu Yaya that Harrison is talking about. We want to know in concrete terms why you feel it is proper for you to disenfranchise 14 House of Assembly members and their constituents so that they don't have a voice for the past 3 years. Now, if you are talking about terms of leadership, look at the state of insecurity in Edo State. He's talking, he made the mistake of saying Obaseki doesn't want to share money. We all know how much it cost Obaseki to move from APC to PDP. You are talking about you don't want godfathers. Didn't you go and meet godfathers in PDP? They moved aside all their candidates and put Obaseki in the middle. You are telling me it was free of charge? Don't deceive people. You just make yourself look foolish when you come out and say something like that. Then you say you don't want to share money. It is reported, allegedly, let me put it, because I know I don't want to make you unhappy. It is reported that allegedly Obaseki spent over 12 billion naira to force his way into PDP, and you are talking about not spending money. You are talking about not spending money. Ask Obaseki, where is Ero? His commissioner for tourism has been arrested and incommunicado. Approaching 1 year, Obaseki has not said anything about it. He was allegedly arrested with $2 million. Edo State money. Obaseki has not said anything about that. You are talking about sharing money. Who is the person that Obaseki said he should share money? And we asked him several times, come and name these people so that we can ask them to return Edo State money. You did not name them. Okay, we agree you don't want to share Edo State money. Fine. Where have you now spent that money that you did not share? Bring the report card, let us see. You didn't share money, you did not work. Where is the money now? Somebody should quickly ask Obaseki. Okay. Because it's running out of time. Okay. You see, let me finally say this. Yes. When he has finished these 4 years, we will ask him, where is your legacy project? What name can we ascribe that you have done in 4 years? Ask Harrison to tell us.
Is government and governance not a continuum?
If it is a continuum, why has the stormwater project stopped? Why is it that immediately there is a little bit of rain in Benin, the whole place is flooded? Answer that question.
Okay.
If it is a continuum, wait. If it is
just hold on, let's take one at a time.
If it is a continuum, then you said you were going to revive some of the moribund state enterprises. Well, Comrade Boss, where is Comrade Boss, Sonny? Where is Comrade Boss if governance is a continuum? Why is Ring Road in darkness if governance is a continuum? The roads that Obaseki is making, Oshomole made a standard. The standard is 4 lanes. Airport Road is a standard with a demarcation in the middle and pedestrian roads on the side with street lights. Obaseki has turned off the street lights, not to talk of even putting new road. Which road has Obaseki done that is up to the standard of Airport Road with drainage and sidewalks on the side? But the street lights that he inherited, you say government is a continuum, is Benin, is it not in darkness? Traffic lights are dead. You say government is a continuum. Look, we are very happy. Harrison, let me just quickly point this to you. We are happy that you now have the burden of Obaseki. APC is determined to bring in Pastor Sage Izeyamu with a simple agenda to better the lives of Edo people.
All right, Harrison, let me get you in and respond to some of these issues that he raised. Talking about street light, talking about the road projects executed and all of that.
Well, you see, I just want to advise my brother, because the way Apana is just jumping into the issues, they are creating more problem for themselves and their candidates. Every time I watch them, they will tell you the only thing that will make them vote for Zeyamu, that he knew everywhere in Benin, he know people by their name. That is the reason why you want to vote, bring in a person come and be a governor. They can call people by their name. And they know how to carry politicians along because you know put them on their head. That aside, my brother, you raise the issue of stormwater project. I don't want to go into all those issues. Are you aware that World Bank 30 billion naira was raised for that project? Are you aware that that money was supposed to be collected in 4 tranches? Are you also aware that before the current government left, he has collected 25 billion of that money? If current government have done the stormwater project, will there be flood in Benin? Let's not come here and say things to create more problem. If current government have done the stormwater project, the only thing that was done for us, it was to clear the gutter and do the casting. There is flood everywhere. Loan we are taking. Somebody has collected the money and didn't do it. And you want the government to also go and take another loan to begin to liquidate the same loan. Things doesn't work that way. The man sat down to look at governance and see he just decided to cover so many things and see the area he needed to work. So the issue of flood in Benin is something that the previous government refused to do the needful. It's on the public domain. The Magma was in charge of that project. And today, the government has started work in those areas to make it move beyond that. You say this government have not done anything. You have been economical with the truth, my brother. People are watching you. Let's not come out. If you drive through French Road to the town was constructed by Governor of Obaseki, it's a dual carriage road. You are raising the issue of Airport Road. Airport Road is less than 5 kilometer road. And we know it's a standard road. It was done by Agas and Oshomole. This one moves beyond. The areas that were difficult, what we are doing. Those marking where Texas men that were led, people can elect them because it was a difficult area, because more money will go into the road that the government is facing right now. The road we did up Airport Road is 29 kilometers. So it's not just you are comparing 5 kilometers with a road that is how many kilometers. If you go to a donor, the same thing. If you go to the issue of the buildings, schools, the money that we put into the best. So this government have reformed governance, and we are looking at this government within the space of 3 years and some months, and you are comparing with somebody who did 8 years. So there is no comparison at all. The little the man have done, he have been able to put a new song in the people's mouth. And when the time comes, those who live in this area will come out and do the voting. We don't need to fight over it. We don't need to cry over it. We know those who took a state money to their pocket and refused to do the needful. Oshomole worked. Nobody is saying he did not work. But all the legacy he left behind the Benin, he had used his hand to destroy all of them. Because when he get into the office of the national chairman, it became power drum. He started to say things, he will say one in the morning, he will do another one in the evening. These are the major grievances of the Edo people. The man you told the Edo people that you cannot leave kitchen for. Your national chairman says so. That pastor, I can't give you appointment in my government because you are a thief. You are pastor in the morning, you cannot Bible in the morning, you cannot take for the 7 in the night. All these are the words of Adams and Oshomole. And you are coming to tell Edo people after 3 years that you are sorry that you compare against the good person, that Obaseki is not the bad person. And can you fool everybody at the same time? These are some of the issues that is going to be a pointer in this election. People are looking at this man. That means you are not transparent. You say one thing in the morning, you say one in the evening. The damage your national chairman did to pastor alone is enough to compare against him. We are not doing new jingles in this election. Very soon, you begin to watch everywhere. We'll be playing the tape everywhere. How your national chairman, who is now raising the head of the same man, he said he was a practice. The same man he said he was a thief. The same man he called a killer. The same man he said so many things about. You are not coming to not say the man is not the same. What have happened within the space of this time? And those people will want to hear from you.
All right, gentlemen.
So please, let's leave the voting electorate. The issue of we have federal might, we have this, we have that, is all propaganda. We will be there on that day. We will cast our vote and we will defend the vote. And the people will speak. After the election, we will come back here again and discuss it. It's not to come to television and begin to pin this sentiment. The people know the truth. And the truth will always set us free on that day.
Ahmed, how well informed are the people in this discourse in Edo 20? How well informed are Edo people? How well sensitized are the people by the political parties using the strategy of their manifestos?
Hopefully they are better informed than my brother Harrison, because some of these issues he's talking about, they are irrelevant to the 2020 election. I have started, don't distract me. Harrison, you see Harrison doesn't want to. No, listen, I'm not hiding anything. Now, listen. Number one, let me have his time. You know, Harrison is afraid because you are afraid because you people don't have issues to discuss. You want to be talking about Oshomole. Oshomole was governor 4 years ago. The person on the ballot today, that's what we are discussing now. Pastor Sage Zeyamu and Godwin Obaseki. And 12 others. If I'm correct, that's what you started with. Hold on now. No, you said
just go.
Yes, there are 12, 14.
Yes.
You said
those are the political parties.
Those are the political parties.
They are the ones that will be on the ballot.
They are the ones that will be on the ballot.
Sure.
Oshomole is not on the ballot. Oshomole has nothing to in this race. Let us focus on what the issues are. He mentioned the money that Obaseki has gotten. Let me highlight them for you. Okay, let me quote myself. Let us focus. Yes. There's monthly allocation. Internally generated revenue for Edo State in the past 3 years alone has been 82 billion. Paris Club refund came to Obaseki. 20 billion bailouts that Buhari gave out came to Obaseki. 75 billion bank loans from C4 came to Obaseki. Edo is now the highest debtor in the South. And Edo State, listen, because you need to go and tell Obaseki that this is what the Edo people are asking. Don't come and start talking about we are jingling with Oshomole. You will just look like you don't know what you are doing. Nobody is interested in Oshomole. All this money, let Obaseki come and account for this money.
Where did you get it?
The question we are asking, he sold Azura power plant. Where is the money? Which House of Assembly authorized him to sell it? Where has that money gone? Now, Edo State, listen to what I'm saying now. This is very important. Edo State is now the second highest debtor.
You said first.
After Lagos, please don't interrupt me again. My business is very serious. I'm talking with Edo. I said the same in South. You see the confusion of all right. You see the confusion. Please allow me to finish. Allow me to finish. It doesn't don't interrupt me.
Let's take it one at a time so that we don't mix this up. Harrison, just be calm for a moment. You had your time.
No problem.
And I did not interrupt
Yes,
him.
he didn't interrupt.
He went and took down our billboard. Everything with PDP is fight. You see this kind of behavior.
Just relax.
That's how they are rough. They are rough.
Just a few weeks back, he was in APC.
Only 4 days.
Hold on, just a few weeks back, he was in APC.
And because we cannot take him, that's why he ran to PDP. But you see, now, this is the issue.
All right.
These are the issues. These are the issues. These are the issues. The issues are Edo State. Let me clarify what Harrison misunderstood. In the South, Edo State is the #1 debtor state. Please do not interrupt me again.
Allow him to
show some decorum.
Yes.
Don't behave like PDP.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's not be personal. Yeah.
Edo State is #1 in the South. #1 debtor state in the South. These are facts and figures. In the nation, Edo State is second only to Lagos State. These are the questions we will be asking Obaseki. Okay. We will not be asking him whether they raised the hand of one senator or this. That's not the issue. Azura power plant was sold. He did not build it. He didn't have the mandate to sell it. He did not put it for. Was it discussed in the House of Assembly? Ask him. Did Edo State House of Assembly put it to the public that do you want Azura power plant to be sold? No, they went ahead and sold it. It is our patrimony. It does not belong to Obaseki. Where is the money of Azura power plant? These are the questions we want PDP to address. All this money that has come in, tell us, since you were sworn in, how much you have received and where you have spent that money. That's what Edo people are interested in now. We don't want all these Obubu Yaya stories. This is in the morning. Shomole said this. He's apologizing. Those things don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. Where is Edo money? What is your report card? That's what we should be talking about now.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes, you'll be itching to say something. Respond to all of these. Yes.
The other thing I want to say here is that when we are coming on air to tell Edo people that so government receives so fund, you should be kind enough and come with facts.
But you don't have any paper. How do you know they are not facts?
Hold on,
He said he doesn't like paper.
You had your time.
No, but I will do to him what he did to me.
That's 2 weeks
I
the right.
Papers.
2 weeks the right.
What is inside here? Where is the cameraman? Where is the cameraman? Where is the cameraman? Let him zoom in.
Can you become? Yeah.
Which desk management for desk release the figure you are quoting? You are talking to enlightened people, for goodness sake. You cannot just wake up and just get how much is Lagos getting?
I said over 3 years.
Excuse me, sir.
I said over 3 years. You are fond of miscommunicating yourself. I said 82 billion in 3 years.
Ahmed, can we take it?
I was very clear.
Can we take it at the time?
No, he cannot misquote me while I'm speaking.
You had your time.
But he is misquoting me in my presence.
When it's gone.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Tell the poor people where Obaseki have borrowed money from. Tell the people if you have the fact. If you say that so much money have been borrowed, that it was borrowed from the people administration. So if you have facts, let me proceed. There are some power you talked about. I don't know where you get your information from. That it was built by those state government fund. Now, there was some power and the plan that's been built as we speak. In the next few days, they will be testing the light. The Southern government and regional network will be getting 24 hours light. This is a project that was conceived by this government and have been completed. We are not doing propaganda. I am pointing to where the roads are. I am pointing to where we have done the job. We are saying what you say you want to do. Let us see the mechanism you are going to do it. That is what you are supposed to be saying. Saying, not trying to counter what people are saying. And you going to not tell the people. People that were selling their houses, that there was no road there. I listened to a radio people a few days ago. Somebody come up protest for thanking God that they are road that be completed. All the road to Iliri Road have been completed. People live in this area. Are you going to tell people that live in Lucky where they could not pass a road for 4 years? These people there, you are not telling them that they should not vote for Obaseki.
I have a house in Lucky Way. There's erosion there.
Which is the erosion?
It's on. I am on Lucky Way. I have a house on Lucky Way. I have a house on Lucky Way.
Public demand. Open our studio line.
And they will defend them.
I have a house on Lucky Way.
Open our studio line.
I can't even go
right now. And just to get more people to
I'm telling you,
drive you down now.
talk to the issues and
me drive
contribute
you
to the
down.
conversations this morning on Edo 2020 and Party Manifestos. You tell us your name, where you're calling from, and then go ahead with your contribution. As we always say on the show, do not cast aspersion on anyone. Please endeavor to be as brief as possible so that more people can have the opportunity to contribute to the conversation this beautiful Monday morning. Remember, our focus is on Edo 2020 and political party manifestos, just to have an opportunity to talk to people based on what has been prepared by the political parties. Now, before they start taking the calls, gentlemen, there seems to be a contestation with the simple agenda. A certain Dr. Don Pedro Obaseki came to the media recently to say the simple agenda is his property. He has the copyright to the simple agenda. What does this mean for the APC?
what this means is that PDP is always trying to make little noise where there is no noise to be made. If Don Pedro Obaseki is claiming authorship of the simple agenda, the place for him to go and make that claim is very simple. He will go to court and he will present his documents to the court and say that this is my agenda that has been hijacked. In the absence of that, because you see, they want to distract from the main issue. They are always distracting from the main issue. The simple agenda is a product of Pastor Sagi Zeyamo. He authored this document in 2013. That's when it first came into public light. And he invited several prominent members of the Edo intelligentsia, political class, and academia to input into this document. And that is what you are seeing today. So the simple agenda does not belong to Don Pedro Obaseki. It belongs wholly to Pastor Sagi Zeyamu. And the simple agenda, let me quickly illustrate. Simple is for security, I for infrastructure, M for manpower development, P for private practice, public-private partnership, L is for leadership by example, and E is for employment. Now, this simple agenda encompasses the whole concept of governance as visioned by Pastor Sagi.
Okay, let's take our first call. 05229057. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Advocate. I'm calling from Igwebe.
Advocate from Igwebe. Go ahead.
Yes. Well, everybody, we are all living in those states. We have seen the developmental side of the governor. Nobody can come to the air and misinform the people. The man at the middle is the economical the truth. We have seen what Obaseki has done. All the assets will be done by Obaseki. Is he saying that he's not aware? What of the power plant that may be destroyed today? Is he saying he's not aware? So the other people will decide. It's not by coming to the air and be so vehement. Everybody has made up their mind. That is the truth. Thank you.
Advocate, thank you for joining us on the program. Please be as brief as possible so that others can take their turn. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Please turn down the audio level on your TV. Please go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Osaze Jeswabo.
Osaze Jeswabo. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Good morning.
Yeah.
The debate is quite interesting, but I think the APC man should not be too economical with the truth. He has told us what the debt profile of this government is now. He should also have told us what the debt profile of APC government was as at 2015. You cannot look at the debt profile now of 3 years without looking at the debt profile of the past 8 years, because what is the debt profile now is a carryover from past governments. He should tell us that. Then he tried to run away from the issue of personality. This campaign, you cannot campaign without bringing in the personalities of the two people who are in the race. So that issue is very vital. And moreover, the problem of Obaseki was more with his party member, not with the man outside. And so in judging Obaseki, we are not going to judge him with that what the party members said. We are going to judge him with what the man in the street thinks of him. He talked about stadium. He said stadium was built with 6 billion without a House of Assembly. I thought when there was a functional in quotes, House of Assembly operating in the state. Airport Road was built with over 18 billion. Airport Road, there is no single bridge that was built. After an airport road, it was rehabilitated with over 18 billion naira. And you are talking of stadium rehabilitated with 6 billion. We all know what a hotel room in the University at Yamo cost as at today and as at when it was built. The projects we had under the former APC government of Osomole were by far more outrageous than what we are having now. So whatever they want to say, like the former man said, this man has done well. I was one of his critics because I was not aware. I have gotten to go around many of his projects, and I have seen that this man has done well. The only problem he had was that he was not orchestrating, he was not a publicity man like his predecessor was. So nobody is actually sincere, but like we all know, when the campaign starts, a lot of issues will come up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Azay Jesuabo. I just hope we still have more time to take more calls. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name? Please turn down the audio level on your TV. What's your name?
Hello. My name is Mr. Anthony. I'm calling from Benin.
Anthony from Benin. Go ahead.
Yes, we want the people, these politicians, to know that as those people, we are not ignorant people. We have been in this state and we have been seeing all these things. As the APC man there said, before Shobole left government, to just say what the second most indebted state in this country. We want ITV and these broadcast stations to help us with facts. How much was Edo State indebted before he left office? How much he borrowed in addition to that money? When they talk about the National Assembly that does not support or screen what the government does, was the National Assembly aware when Iyanomo was built? Did they approve those monies? Were they involved when the hospital was built on the government property, the modern hospital? How much do the ordinary citizens pay to access that hospital? Is it the same that they pay for the central hospital, 200 naira for card, and here 1,000 naira? So we don't want these people to come here and be deceiving us. We know the truth.
Thank you.
Even though many of us will want to be quiet, but we are observing them and we know the truth. They should come up and always tell us the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Now we will take a break. I know there's so many people who also want to contribute. We'll take a short break. We'll be back in a moment to conclude this conversation. I'm sure when we return, we'll have the opportunity to take more calls before we call it a wrap on TMI Monday. Join us again on the show. Don't go away.
TMI, every opinion counts.
Thanks again for staying with us on the show. TMI, lovely Monday morning on the concluding lap of the show on our conversations at Do 2020 and Party Manifestos. We actually take some few calls, which we will do for the next 5 minutes, and then we'll cap it up with our panelists here. Let me get Harrison to just speak a bit about the issue of the controversy surrounding the ownership of the Simple Agenda.
Well, for me, I think that is not really a big deal. Because it's not a PDP issue, like he said, it was tying it to PDP. Don't Pedro Obaseki personally come out to tell the people he was on air that this is his own personal work, intellectual property. And they really feel the better should go to court. Because if from the beginning, the paper you are presenting to people they want to work with is not your personal idea, I'm afraid. Because that's what we are looking at. So the person in question should go to court. It's not a PDP thing, it's not a party thing. It's a personal thing. The owner have said this is what we want to do. He should go and prove the case in court if it's true.
That's what you said a while ago too.
Yes, he should go to court. We are in a democracy. There is no need for all this noise. Go to court, carry your facts, present it. The court will interpret it and tell us.
Okay, let's get our caller on now. Please turn down the audio level on your TV set to remove the echo. Hello, caller. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Ruben calling from Benin.
Ruben, go ahead.
Yeah. I just want to speak to the man on the center on the issue of he was saying that if Obaseki is a fraudster and all that, because if Shomole, when he was in a governor, he left, I think he borrowed 200 billion or what?
You are thinking, you are not very sure. It's okay.
In 2016, it was 142 billion.
And he is saying that Oshomole Obaseki is a fraudster and all that.
I never said
He didn't say so. He didn't say so.
I did not say that.
Ruben, hold on.
I didn't say that.
Hold on. There was never a time anybody on this panel said somebody was a fraudster. No, nobody said that.
Yes,
So
he was saying that the governor, he didn't mention the name and all that. If there should be anybody as in a saboteur or somebody that should be held as a fraudster, how could you build a hospital for more than how many years and it was not equipped?
okay.
For more than how many years now? Who does that in a civilized world like this? Has it been done in any way? Have you seen Obaseki doing such kind of job, abandoning or just trying to capture the people's mind and all that, and come up there and say that he has done this, he has done that? Obaseki has not ever back on any project that he did not execute and was not equipped. Look at the stadium, the Muja Stadium. He started it and finished it up. Look at this job. Everything is, there is nothing that he has done on there that he was not.
Okay, so Ruben, we'll pause you there so we can give the opportunity to some other person. Thank you.
No, Allah.
All right. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Comrade Abi. I'm calling from Benin.
Comrade Abi, go ahead.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is that we, the voters, we know what is happening in this state. We are a stakeholder in this state. As I'm speaking to you right now, there is a central hospital being built by the taxpayers' money. People can't access that hospital. We are not fools. Should we just come on here, start telling people all sorts of things? There is nothing is happening in Benin. The voters will determine who will be the next governor of this state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Abe, for your contribution and for being very, very brief. Hello, caller. Good morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Hello, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from? I just hope this line is not jammed now, so we can take just some few more calls. Yes, caller. Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from? Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Hello, good morning.
Yes, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is James from Red Road. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Please, I hope I'm given the time to end my view.
You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute.
Okay, please, I'm sorry to say, it's like sometimes you guys try to give Mr. Harrison more time to talk and talk. But when the other man wants to say something,
They will be interrupting me.
I think you're getting it wrong. Just hold on. I think you're getting it wrong when you say that. If you have the time, go do a playback of what we have done here this morning. You discover that nobody's being favored to talk more.
Okay, sorry for that.
Yeah, in my own assessment, I have even given Mamedi more time to even talk on this platform than Harrison. When Mamedi is going personal, then I cut him because that's what the rule says. Anyway, go on. Yes.
Okay. The other man said, he said, it's not just developing the if you think the man said the government is really working, it's just bring me as he said. Go around the eating of government. Is there any tangible infrastructural development that the government has been able to lay his hand on in the past 3 years?
Okay.
Another thing is that you see the flood in Edo State. And he has not been like that. So we were happy that after the local intelligence, that the flood in Edo State was a team on the passport. So unfortunately, if a pure of Bible kept on the flood and erosion every day, because the government failed to do maintenance in the drainages and open the drainage and see how it can purify the city.
Yeah, but there was a stormwater project that came after that. Should that not be the focus of our discussion now? When we're talking about flooding. There was a stormwater project where we were told about 30 billion or over 30 billion, some 40 billion or 25 billion naira was taken to storm the water project. But looks like the water is still storming Benin City and the state.
If you are talking about continuity, I believe if he has been able to do all these drainages, it's always to come and reopen it.
Yeah. So what exactly is the point you're driving at now? I like to know. What's exactly the point you want us to take?
Driving at is that the Benin City is not the only place in the state that people will come out to say the governor has tried.
Okay.
I can't really see anything that the governor has done. The road or anything that the governor has done. Even the schools are normally built, but you cannot see any development in the school anymore because the governor failed to continue from where the normally stopped.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling us from? Our last call for today. Good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Derek.
Derek, where's Derek calling us from?
Calling from Benin.
Go ahead, Derek.
My contribution is this, that I want them to leave the governor to continue good work between those states.
Okay.
That's what I want.
All right, thank you. That will be it on this phone segment. Hello, caller. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume on your TV. Turn it down.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm lost in the house. I'm calling from Sakoba Road.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us. Talk to us.
Yeah. First of all, I want to look at the Azura power plant that the gentleman talked about. The Azura power plant was built by this administration. And what he is saying that he sold it, I don't think the government have right to sell an private entity. And also, he didn't place it down to sell us how far it was. Then he gets profile he analyzed.
Yes.
The DMO, I just checked the DMO website. I realized that this government has not borrowed couple. I just went to the DMO website.
From the DMO website?
Yes.
Okay.
The I realized this government has not borrowed couple.
Okay.
So we did get, and the debt in a dog neck as of now is all the debt before 2016.
Okay.
So where did you get this back from? If DMO is not aware. So I think I really want.
Okay, I think that does it. That does it. Thank you, Derek, for your contribution. We'll conclude with that here. So, gentlemen, final thoughts. Thank you. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on the 2020 and the party manifestos. Now, can we say, at least from the feedback we're getting from the calls, that the people are not well informed about what the issues are? Let me get your take, Ahmed.
Well, we have made every effort in the APC and in the simple agenda to bring all of the issues, all the pertinent issues that relate to governance and the contract between government and the people in this document. Some of the callers have said their own personal opinion. Some have tried to say that they are based on facts.
Okay.
But the facts are very simple. Let us go back to the facts. In 2016, Godwin Obaseki inherited a debt profile of 142 billion.
And as of today?
As of today, that debt is 248 billion.
Okay. So
these are the facts.
Okay, let's
now, going further, other facts as to the debt profile of Edo State, external, local, income and expenditure, they are all in this document.
All right, let me proceed there. Harrison, final thoughts?
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You see, my brother has contradicted himself again. You said this document was produced in 2016-15. Now you are telling us that the income, the IGRO, everything that Obaseki have gotten is on this document. Before Obaseki came up, but this government was already existing.
It appears as if you have selective hearing.
You have
selective hearing. I said yes.
Listen.
You insulted. I don't want to get because he said I am telling you to you have selective hearing. But the thing I told you was that there's a polite way to ask. That's why I said the polite way to say you have selective hearing. That's why I say you have selective hearing.
They have nothing to offer. There is no point. You told the people just so that what Papa was sold by this government. How can you say a PPP program, a private establishment, and just the government?
If you don't know how government works, PPP means government has stake in it. My time, government has a stake in it.
I need to get out of this.
PPP is our
institution. Don't worry, now you guys are off air. You guys are off air. Harrison, you're off air. Harrison. You're off air. Harrison, you're off air. Ahmed, you're off air now. You're off air now. Okay, thank you, gentlemen, for the show, for the discussion. But, we are talking to the issues, analyzing the issue. The whatever I see here is based on interest. So can we have the handshake, please?
Yes, always. Yes.
Yes, let's get out on camera. Let's get out.
Again, let's even have a...
We'll take a short break.